Hello, so welcome to the next square of the 50 Stitches Crochet Along, and this week we're making the checkerboard stitch. So we're just going to carry 2 strands of yarn and switch them over to make this checkerboard pattern. So this is a technique you would use if you want to change colour in any work really. So if you were doing the ply stitch, which would usually have 3 colour changes, you would use the same technique as this. So if I get up close, you can hardly see the colour change. So the other blue runs at the bottom of the stitches. You can see it in some places a little bit, but not very much. And the idea is that you keep the stitches nice and tight to keep that yarn hidden. So it's a bit like how we use the carried the yarn for the bobble stitch in week 2. But this time we're making this lovely checkerboard. So how we're going to do it. We're going to use a 4mm hook, and we're going to start with a chain of 31. So our first stitch counts as our first single crochet, and in the 3rd chain from your hook we'll make another single crochet. So each block has 5 stitches in it, and this first row is single crochet, then we'll move on to double crochet and make each block 2 rows high. But I've had to add in a couple of rows of single crochet on the top and bottom just to square things off. So turning chain counts as a stitch, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and number 5. So I start the single crochet, but now I'm going to bring in the second colour, and this is where we start to carry. So we change colour at the top of the stitch, so we pull through the last 2 loops with the new colour. Okay, just going to make sure we've got a decent tail on there, and just give the first colour, this peach, a bit of a tug. And it's when you start the tails get in the way a bit, but once you get going you don't have to worry about those. So we're going to carry for the full length of this square, so there'll be no cutting off, which is always very handy. So we're going to carry the peach right on the bottom, and we're going to crochet over it. And so next crochet is with the blue and chain 1. So after every colour change, just make sure you give everything a little tug so it's nice and tight. So we're going to do 5 single crochet with the blue, but at the top of the last single crochet we'll change colours again. That's 2, 3 and 4. So in this one we're going to be changing, so we start the stitch and then we're going to drop the blue, bring the peach forward, yarn over and finish the stitch. And just give everything a nice little tug. And then the next 5 stitches we're going to single crochet over the top of the blue. So try and keep everything nice and tight. You don't want to tug everything too hard, otherwise it's going to make things ripple up. So give everything a tug and then just pull it so it's nice and straight. But pinch the colour that you're carrying with your fingers so it's kept nice and tight onto the bottom. That's 2. 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, so we change colour at the top of the 5th stitch and finish that single crochet. Give everything a tug so it's nice and tight. and then 5 more single crochet with the blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then start the 5th, drop the blue, bring the peach forward and finish the stitch, and just give everything a little tug. So here we go so far. See, the blue's being carried underneath the peach there, but it's not really showing very much because we're keeping our stitches nice and tight, so everything is nice and hidden. So this is what we're going to do for the entire row. So do 5 stitches of 1, switch colour in the top of the 5th single crochet, and then carry the second colour on the bottom and just single crochet over it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nope, I don't want to do that. I want to change colour. I'm getting carried away. So bring the blue forward, give everything a little tug, and our last set of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and last stitch, and we actually want to change colour on the next row. The next row we want our colours to be opposite to what we got on the bottom. So I'm going to switch colours at the top of this last single crochet. Oops, my tail has getting mixed up. There's the tail, there we go. So change colours, pull the blue tight and turn, and chain 1. Now we want to carry the blue up with us. We're going to move that up so it's down the side, and we're going to start with double crochets in this row. So in the first stitch we want the alternate turning chain, okay, so we caught the blue there, so I carried it up the side, and with that first single crochet of the turning chain we've caught it, so that's now fixed into row 2. So the turning chain counts as a stitch, and we're going to be doing double crochets now until the last row. Okay, so make sure that blue stays nice to the bottom, and we're going to make 4 more double crochet. 1, oops, 2, 3, and for this last one we start the double crochet, but we're going to change colours in the last 2 loops. So first 2 loops we're going to drop the peach, bring the blue forward and complete the stitch, and then just pull that tight. Okay, and then 5 stitches in the blue, and keep the peach nicely to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're going to switch colours in the top of this 5th one. Because we're working quite tight, sometimes it's a bit more difficult to get into those stitches. So give everything a tug, drop the blue and bring the peach forward. Get on over and pull through. And this is how we're going to carry on for the entire square. So the difference is when we get to the end of this row, we're going to want to keep the end colour. So for the next row, you're going to have the same colours as this one. So you don't have to change colour in the last stitch. You would just carry the second colour up the side, the same we did here, and then just carry on the same. So I just bring back the original square. So we have the single crochet row down here, and then we change colours. So in row 3, we'll carry on with the same colours as row 2. Row 4, you'll switch colours again. And this gives us a nice square pattern with the double crochets. Okay, so 1 row single crochet for row 1. Rows 2 to 13, you're going to be doing double crochets in this checker pattern. And row 14, sorry I had to think for a minute there. Row 14, you do another row single crochet. And these 2 rows of single crochet, they're just helping to square off the squares. They just came out rectangular otherwise. Okay, so there's 14 rows in total. Okay, so for the border, top and bottom, it's just single crochet in every stitch. For the sides, you want a single crochet in the sides of the single crochet rows. In rows 13 and 2, you'll do 3 single crochet, and in all the other rows, you'll make 2 single crochet in the side of each double crochet row. Then you just add an extra single crochet in the corners of the turn, and that is the checkerboard. So just remember to keep those carried yarns nice and taut, and after every colour change just give everything a little tug to keep it nice and tight, and that will keep those carried colours largely hidden. They will poke through a little bit, but it's only if you get really up close that you see them, and the border will cover the carried yarn at the side, so you won't see that at all. So I hope you enjoy, and as always please do come and show us your finished squares in the Facebook group. I do love to see them, and if you have any questions do come and ask, and I will see you next time for the next stitch. Bye for now.